Well, here we are. Love is Blind has drug D&I in, and we're here with the twist.
We're going to watch it without watching. We're going to just listen until they come out of the pods and we get to see them meet each other for the first time. That's when we're going to be seeing them for the first time.
That's right. Our new rules for this season, season 10, Ohio, we're going to be blind. If they couple up, we will see them. And other than that, it will be the singles mixer or the reunion. So strap in. Let's get this started. Love is Blind, Ohio, season 10, episode 1. Honey, I'm home. Let's watch.
OH.
No.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With a host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Welcome to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything, including our favorite reality TV shows.
And I'm Dee, her paralegal and smartass sidekick and co-host.
And if you're new here and love our favorite shows and want to watch with us, make sure you click like and subscribe. I will put a link right here to subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. That's if you're on YouTube. If you're on Apple Podcast or Spotify, make sure to leave us a 5-star review and tell people where to find us. Let your friends know that, like 90 Day Fiancé, The Traitors, Sister Wives, Love is Blind, all of that good reality TV. So Dee and I, as you know, we've been on the fence. What are we going to do now that 90 Day is over and Sister Wives? We actually watched the first Single Life, but we weren't feeling any certain way about it.
I'm really impressed.
It's good. It just wasn't the
Mhm.
other way.
And it's hard to talk about stuff when you're not getting a lot of material. Maybe
Okay,
it was
the
just the
real
first
reason
episode.
we probably need to keep our Mondays and Tuesdays a little bit busier during our busy season, get people through at the beginning of the week.
Mhm.
But Love is Blind, we decided we're going to play this little game this time. So, like we said, what we're going to do, we're not going to look at any of these couples. We won't see these people unless they pair up or they go to the single events later. So, we're going to be blind throughout the majority of these first 6 episodes. Now, once we get to the couples retreat, we're going to start watching once everybody's out of the pods. But in the pods, we're going to be telling you what we think from what we're hearing.
From their perspectives by not seeing each other.
Well, our perspectives from
Well,
not
yeah,
seeing
but I
them.
mean, they're just doing it based on the conversation. So we kind of wanted to add this little twist of doing it the same way they do.
We're blind too.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we're going to Ohio, season 10, episode 1. Honey, I'm home. It's a minute in, and I'm already annoyed by the OH and D. How are you feeling?
I'm a Buckeye fan. I'm originally from Ohio, so this is right down my alley.
I did not know that Nick Lachey was such a big fan of this state.
I think he's originally from Cincinnati, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah,
like Drew Carey.
maybe. I don't know. But it seems like back in the Chicken of the Sea days, I want to say that he had
That's 'cause
said
of-
something about being from Cincinnati.
My friend in high school, his mom went to high school with Drew Carey. It's all to hear about.
Okay.
Anyway, that was obnoxious. So we have a doctor in his house.
Yes, we do.
Don't know what his name is because we're not looking at the lower thirds on the screen.
Mm-mm. And apparently there's a haughty chick that gets a lot of attention, but nobody takes her home to mom.
That's right. Take her home, but not to mama. I mean, we're not seeing this, so hopefully it's not that Michael McKee doctor.
Oh,
Hopefully they
no.
would have cut him out.
Yeah. Ugh.
We have a lady who's always been focused on looks because she was born with some birthmarks that could cause melanoma, and she had to have like 10 surgeries, she said.
That's a lot of surgeries.
She also said she's Chinese American and was adopted by a white family. So this is the first time she won't have to focus on looks. And then I don't know who this is, but I love this personality. She said, I spent my 20s, get my professional life together, and now I'm in my 30s and I'm looking for love. Jesus died single, so I don't have to.
Yeah.
That's how I spent my 20s.
Yeah, she said she was focusing on being the woman of her dreams, and now she was ready to find somebody.
Yeah, you got to love yourself before you can love someone else, for sure. Now, hold on. A little confession. I have listened to the first 5 episodes, not watched, but listened. And I'm like, I hope this isn't the one that annoys me at the end.
Yeah, I haven't listened to any of it, Channel Surfers.
I will have to go back and watch to see who said this. But yeah. Pods are open, and OHIO, am I already regretting my decision to cover this season?
I'm already laughing. As soon as you stopped and went to record, I was like, I know what she's gonna do. She's already sick of the OHIO.
I'm surprised you haven't gone and put on your Buckeye shirt.
I should, but I'll wait till the next time we record.
Okay, so we're hearing some people talk. One of the women says that one of the guys has a sex operator voice. He does have a very deep, sultry voice.
He has a very sexy voice. Yes, he does. But I thought the one couple was really cute that was like, is that my husband? Is that my wife? I mean, that was just so
They
like,
say it to everybody.
no, but it was just so cute the way they were doing it.
Cheesy pickup line.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's their wife this first date. But yeah, it's cute because maybe it is.
It's a good icebreaker.
At least in the pods, they know who they're talking to. We don't even know who we're listening to. Now, one fella says he's been meeting ladies at Target. I didn't know you could get men at Target.
Damn, I always go for the chocolate chip cookies.
I was single a lot. I never picked one of those guys up. Do you think he's actually talking to women at Target?
He said he is, or he's picking them up. So apparently he is. Well, maybe the Starbucks part of Target or something. I don't know.
I guess I was in the wrong part of Ohio, the part that's in South Carolina. They all move here.
Shut up. I've spent more of my life in South Carolina than I did in Ohio.
I wasn't originally from here either. So.
I know. I moved down here in 92. I've been down
We
here a
all moved
lot
here.
more. Yeah, a lot longer than I lived up
Been
there.
here
But
longer
it's
than me.
it's still home. Yeah. It's still home.
So first date, we finally have some names, Amber and Jordan. Jordan is a big oaf and he likes to cook, so you won't go hungry. I'm not going to complain about that. I finally did get my microwave, Channel Surfers. So that's as of last night. I still haven't been able to use it. As you know, it's been over a month and I don't cook. I microwave. It's been a hungry time. And we've got Amber, who's a foodie, and she likes to make breakfast.
For her daughter.
Which was very sweet.
Yeah, she's 7. And I think she's a nurse. I think she said something about being a nurse.
And that money wasn't great at first with nursing. Yeah, she likes to make waffles. Do you think she's just talking about Legos? Do you think she's like me and she just pops it in the air fryer?
Maybe the toaster oven.
I listen. I don't judge. I do it too.
She also said it sounded like she makes all of the Thanksgiving dinners for her family, the Christmas dinners. She really sounds like she likes to cook, but she's looking for somebody that doesn't care if they're broke. They're going to lay on the floor and laugh with her.
Because that one Christmas, she has the picture where she couldn't buy her daughter presents, and she said they were just smiling and having a good time. And that's so sweet.
Yeah.
At some point, I hear that you can't get away with that anymore.
With your kids?
Yeah.
That's
the older they get.
That's very true. It's like when they were little, I could bring in bags of stuff and only spend like $100 and it looked like Christmas exploded. And then they hit those gaming years and I came in with 2 bags and I had spent, $1,000. I mean, it's ridiculous.
There's this comedian that's like, kids believe in Santa as long as they can afford to believe in Santa, because once they start asking for phones, you got to tell them the truth.
I think mine just let me go thinking that they still believed in Santa when they were well past the age. One of them,
they're in their 30s and Dee still does it.
I know, I'm terrible. Well, no, this year I told him, I was like, don't expect anything for Christmas. Santa's getting the grandbaby something now.
So Amber, she is a country bumpkin and she says she's funny and she likes to just get in her comfy ass bed, which I'm feeling that comfy ass bed vibe. That's me.
Yeah, mine's calling to me now.
With your new sheets tomorrow, all of our shows after tomorrow, she's We're working
Maybe.
on our backgrounds.
We're working on our backgrounds, but I'm going out of town this weekend, so I don't know if mine's going to get done or not. Hopefully, it will be done before the next show.
So Victor and Christine. Victor has been searching for love in all the wrong places. What do you think he's searching?
I don't know, but I want to sing that song now.
He's like, man, it's not my laundry basket. It's not my refrigerator. I looked for it in my fridge a lot.
Maybe he should have went to Target.
Shoot. I'm about to get on my soapbox about when I lived in Charlotte. My friends and I went everywhere we could think of to meet guys in real life. That's a story for a different day. Victor wants marriage. He is from Brooklyn, New York. And he says when you go to Columbus, you automatically become a Buckeye, which is why I never wanted to move there with my ex.
Now we get to the really nitty gritty of why you have an issue with the Buckeyes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, he was like super Buckeye fan, like very obnoxious.
It's a big thing in Ohio. It's a big thing in Ohio.
It's a big thing here. There's a lot of people from Ohio here in South Carolina who just love the Buckeyes. I mean, I see flags in my neighborhood.
We're loyal. We don't give that shit up no matter what state we live in.
You know what? It's fine. My Cox have always beat the Buckeyes every time we've played them. So I'm fine with that. The whole 2 times. Victor is a professor of public policy. Now, he says it's at a university in Columbus. Besides Ohio State and like maybe a tech school, are there any other universities in Columbus?
I was trying to think when I heard him say that. I'm not really sure. I have been gone so long. I mean, it's a possibility that there's another one, but my gut assumes that he's at Ohio State.
But he just doesn't want to say it because the school doesn't want, this does not reflect on his school.
Somebody's out there Googling trying to find his ass right now.
Well, his mama trusts his judgment, and he is talking to Christine. Christine's mom and dad trust her judgment as well. She is a speech pathologist. And for some reason, I was thinking public policy and speech pathology. I guess they're both social sciences. I don't know how I was connecting them in my head. But when I heard it, I was like, oh, they do the same thing. But no, they don't at all. What is this Super Bowl house? This fairy tale Super Bowl house?
It is not uncommon that there's usually like one friend in the Ohio State groups, and they have a complete area dedicated to watching the games. Like everybody goes there. There might be 30 or 40 people show up at this house, and they have everything, the big screen, the bar, the snacks, everything. So that's what I was assuming that she was meaning, is she wants to be the house that everybody goes to for games and the Super Bowl house.
For like the Browns and the Bengals?
Yeah, well, any game. Like even the college games, everybody will go to like one person's house if they're not at the game themselves, because most people that I know go and get tickets. So
I'm not a big pro football fan.
I'm not a pro.
I love college football. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie. I put a lamp together. Rob was putting the oven together, and Jake was playing Nintendo.
Yeah.
But didn't really know it was on.
Yeah, the Super Bowl house is the one that hosts everybody there. I've been to a couple parties at those places. It's pretty cool.
It's just called a party house.
It's the party house. It's usually the person with the biggest screen.
That didn't sound bad. Take the Super Bowl out of it and just say football, and I'm there. I don't know if that would be my fairy tale. I liked having the pool house. That was fun.
You could turn it into a Super Bowl room.
Coastal girls. What are you going to do with us? Beach house.
Can't take the beach out of us.
We're beaches.
We're beaches.
So we meet Chris and Jess. Jess says that it doesn't matter if a guy is gorgeous. If he says some stupid shit, she is done. In comes Chris telling her that he has a stray cat named Chalupa.
Food, right?
It is. It is. It's one of my favorite things at Taco Bell. I thought it was funny, but I don't know. Goofy people can think that that's stupid shit. I'm goofy as hell. I think it's hilarious, but
I don't think that was the kind of stupid shit she was referencing.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah,
but
I totally get what
was funny.
Yeah, I totally get what she's saying though. I don't care how good looking somebody is. If they say something that like turns me off or sounds condescending or stupid shit, yeah, I don't find them attractive anymore.
She has 2 English bulldogs. So he's a cat guy. She is a dog lady. Chris is like, the uglier, the better. That's why we're on Love is Blind, Chris. Now, Jess is divorced. She is an infectious disease doctor. And during COVID, she would go to the ER and just watch people die all day. And it took a toll on her. She says her ex is a great guy, but he wasn't her safe space when she would come home, and they had different ideas of what a marriage was.
Mm.
I was thinking she might have needed a therapist.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much a husband's going to be able to do in a situation like that.
And she said he didn't know what to do.
I can understand that.
I can too, but there could definitely be more to this besides the edit. Chris said he was in Kuwait. He flew a Black Hawk, so we got a pilot here. And Jess, she's got this amazing life. She wants to share it with somebody. And Chris is like, yeah, the older you get, the more life you experience. You just want to share it with your best friend. And then he starts talking something about modern man and how tall he needs to be. And all of a sudden, he is on a date with Brianna. So
that's a completely different vibe from what we saw with Jess.
we have swapped out Jess for Brianna. All right. So Chris has moved on to Brianna Breezy. And
he's like, did you notice that he was like a completely different person with her than he was with Jess before him? Like he was cussing and stuff with this one and completely different vibe.
I didn't get that part, but he was like really into like jujitsu, and he kept saying the hard shit. Like he has an ice plunge at his house in Ohio. I jumped into Mirror Lake at OSU. That was cold as shit. And I got real sick. So they do that right before the Michigan game. That was dumb. Jim Beam definitely encouraged me. But what the heck is he doing? And he's trying to drag her into it. She calls it. Breezy is like, you're a lunatic. Lunatic.
Yeah, but I kind of thought she liked it too. So,
well, she's competitive. She did competitive cheer. She was a pitcher in softball. She's like, I could strike your ass out. She's ready to, she came to play.
There is definitely a sexual undertone between these two.
Oh, yeah. She wants to pitch it to him. Now,
and he wants to slap that ass hard.
Hey, that's what you do in baseball. Now, she says that love is deeper than physical. She's already been there, done that. She's given so many medium ugly dudes a chance. Again, we don't know what these people look like at all. I hope this isn't saying anything about Connor, because then Connor comes in. Connor, she immediately tells him she's a Michigan Wolverine, which, go ahead, D.
She's at the bottom of my list right now. I don't.
See, my grandfather, when his family first immigrated here from Lithuania, they lived in Detroit. So, yes, I have family in Michigan. Maybe another reason that dating a guy from Columbus was.
Yeah, but, Ohio State's biggest rival is Michigan. So.
He said that if his car died and didn't have gas, he would push it across the state border to get gas.
They're diehards when it comes to this stuff.
They're diehards.
We are serious.
And Connor's cool with that. Connor's like, I think that's hot. I went to OU. I hate Ohio State too.
Traitor.
So I found my people.
Traitor.
And then they just start talking and they don't stop. They are hitting it off left and right. So Connor, he says that his nickname is Spees. That's his last name. But then he brings up slow dancing. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Brightside comes on. And Brianna's like, I love Mr. Brightside. We play that in the stands. I guess that's kind of like my college team. We play Sandstorm to get everybody pumped up, Gamecocks. But they're both real excited about Mr. Brightside. They're both from Minneapolis. I always forget that Ohio's like Midwest. They like broom ball. She's on a broom ball league, which I'm guessing is like a Quidditch from Harry Potter. That's my best guess, where you go around on brooms and it's like the same rules as Quidditch, but you're not flying on the broom. You're just walking around with it between your legs. My friend and I went and watched a college broom ball match once. Long time ago.
That doesn't sound like it would be something I would want to do or watch.
Connor loves it though. He's like, I'm so into this. They both love skiing. And now Brianna, she's got all the stars in Connor's book. Like you can be my ride or die. He's ready to propose. And then when he goes, I'm assuming he's like going into ITMs for this part. He says, yeah, I just want to karaoke Mr. Brightside and then Netflix and chill. So when he's talking to her, he's like, oh, yeah, slow dancing, dancing to Mr. Brightside in the stands. Let's go broom ball. Let's go skiing. Then he's like, nah, karaoke and hang out in our pajamas and do nothing, which totally my speed.
He wants to be a couch potato, but that's not what he said to her.
No. So I'm wondering, you said that you noticed Chris was acting a little bit differently. And I said, with more competitive stuff, maybe they're getting that from Brianna because she is competitive, the competitive cheer and the softball pitcher. And maybe they're both trying to reflect her energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it could be that, or it could be that they are, just not being true to themselves. Like they adapt to each person that they're talking to that person instead of just showing them their true self. Like, which one is he now?
Maybe they like both. Every once in a while, I used to like to go out and do stuff.
I just thought he had more.
Speaking of my former self.
I thought that he was having more mature conversations and deeper conversations with Jess than what he did with Brianna. I think with Breezy, Chris was very flirty and there was the sexual undertone and stuff. So it was like a surface conversation.
I have no idea what these people look like. It's wild.
I know. It's kind of fun, actually.
So far, Connor's my favorite.
I don't know if I have a favorite yet.
You're maybe like, I need more options.
Yeah, something may stick out to me here in a little bit. I don't know.
So Connor shimmies over after his amazing date with Brianna and his proposal over to a date with Emma, which starts Emma's round of dating. He also is a big fan of Emma. He loves her name, so she gets a star for that.
He loves stars. He gives them all stars.
She has like 3 stars, and he asks her what she's doing for the rest of her life by the time this conversation's over.
He's such a player. I can
what
smell
we know about
him
Emma,
right now.
Besides that she was adopted and had the surgeries from the beginning of the show, is that she's in retail merchandising. He discloses that he sells dumpsters, which, heck yeah. Does that mean he also likes trash TV? And she says the world would be full of waste without you. So she gives him a star for that. They're both just giving their stars up willy-nilly here. Connor says he talks too much, and his mom would probably tell him to shut the fuck up. And he also thinks that his sister will think he's dumb for giving out all the stars. Now, Emma, I think at this point she goes into ITAMs. I don't think she's saying this to Connor. She says that she used to be self-conscious because of her scars. And then we see her go into a date with Mike. So she tells Mike she's been single for 1.5 years and she wants love. And Mike's like, yeah, I want love too. I want kids. And this is where Emma tells us she's not 100% on kids. She's not against it. She just doesn't know yet. And then back in what I believe are ITMs, because I hear that little shift in the voice and context, this would make sense. But she says that being adopted and having gone through all those medical issues, she doesn't know her full medical background. And that really scares her as far as having kids.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense.
It does, but you can have genetic testing. Not that it's
true.
Anything.
It's not like it used to be where you didn't know any of the background or anything like that. You can do your own genetic testing now.
I guess they didn't test for type 1 diabetes. I have it, but I guess that wasn't part of the genetic testing. And then my son got it at 4. So there's always things that could come up.
Well, and she may not even know that you can do that since she's not actively trying to have a kid.
Sure. That's fine too. Like if that's her option, that's her option. Those are just 2 very different things. My husband and I broke up after we'd been dating for 1 year because he wasn't sure if he ever wanted to get married or have kids. And I was 30, he was 35. So we were 2 different places. So then we have Emma and Steven. Steven, he's like, let's just have fun. Let's not jump in with the hard-hitting questions, which I think is great for the first day, even though this is faster. And I think this is going to be more on Emma's speed because she's not wanting to get into anything too deep on the first day.
I thought they had the best conversation too. She seemed since we're just listening and not watching, you can kind of tell the affliction in people's voices. And she just seemed a lot more calmer to me in her conversation with him than the other two.
Well, he asked her because she
Mhm.
said she adopted a 12-year-old, or she has a 12-year-old dog that she adopted. It's her best friend. They go to breweries together. He's like, well, would you adopt a child? So I wonder if the conversation had come up or if this really was just organic and he led into that. Because then he also says it seems like a lot of guys here are just asking, hey, would you want to have my kids? Would you have my kids? I wonder if she was bringing that to him. Like, this has been my experience today.
Gotcha.
Um,
I thought it just came up because she had talked about the dog she had adopted.
and that's how the edit makes it seem.
Mhm.
But
It is kind of a
are
weird
all these
question.
different girls telling him that all these guys are asking them if they want
Yeah.
kids? And is he like bringing up, do you want to adopt in every conversation? I don't know. Now, he does say he wants to do a Big Brother program when he gets back because he had such awesome parents and not everybody gets that, which to me, this started feeling a little bit like love bombing. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know if it felt like love bombing, but maybe misleading in his character or something, maybe trying to make himself sound better,
Like,
that he
are you
wanted to do the Big
signed up
Brother
for
stuff.
it already?
Right. What's making him want to do it now once he leaves?
Exactly. It just felt like, I don't know. If you're not like in the process and you've got like a start date when you get back, maybe don't mention.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
say like,
sounded
this
like
is something that I want to do one day. I've
it,
never
yeah,
had the chance to do it yet, but this is something that I'd like to do one day.
yeah. It sounded like an attempt to be endearing or something.
It was just the way he said it.
It's just kind of a weird thing to throw in the conversation.
Now, he also says his grandfather was in World War II and met his grandmother, and this is like true love. His grandma didn't even speak the same language as him, so he just gestured at a clock, and you don't have that anymore. Is he looking for a woman who doesn't speak the same language as him?
I didn't quite understand the story. I didn't get it. I understand her not speaking English, but what does pointing at the clock have to do with anything? Like,
Because that's how he told her that she was going to go on a date with him. And I guess
I would
maybe
have
no
never
isn't the
gotten
same in
that.
that language.
I would have never gotten that from pointing at a clock.
And maybe that's why it worked out because they understood each other's gestures. I just think communication's pretty important in relationships. So it's just a head scratcher there. Emma, after these 3 dates, she thinks that there's a good chance her husband's here.
She had a good experience.
Actually, though, we go back to Amber, and Amber says that every guy has asked her if she wants a family. She's like, yeah, I already got a kid. So maybe it is a thing here. Everybody's ready to make babies. What else is there to do in Ohio?
Shut up. There's lots of things to do in Ohio. It is a weird question, I think, especially coming from guys. Guys typically are not that interested in finding out if somebody wants to have kids that I know of. It's usually a girl question.
I remember the guy I dated from Ohio who
Mhm.
saw this little girl at a restaurant when we first started dating. He's just like, oh, like he really wanted kids.
Yeah, but usually women are the ones that ask guys if they want to have kids, not the other way around. I just think it's really odd that the guys are the ones asking the women if they want to
Yeah.
have kids.
I think it depends. I know that some of my guys' friends have had very different experiences. So
It could just be a
generational.
thing. That's
Yeah.
what I was getting ready to say.
All right. So the guys are cooking breakfast. The girls are taking a nap. I think they're teasing Kia here about not knowing names. And I'm only assuming this because then we go into Kia and who I think is Kevin. But she's like, no, I've got y'all figured out. Bianca, Tia, Amanda. And everybody's like, who's Amanda? And she's like, it's Amber.
I'm terrible with names. I can totally relate.
I can relate to, especially being in this new environment where you're meeting all these dudes who you can't even see. And then you're meeting a house full of people. It would be tough. So Kia, she is looking for her love light. She is in this dark tunnel trying to find her love light. And she comes in with who I'm assuming is Kevin and asks him his favorite movie. So he says Interstellar. And he's like, love and basketball. She says, that's got a bad storyline. Her favorite movie is something called Love Jones.
I've seen it. I can't remember it. I definitely remember Love and Basketball.
She said what she liked about that is that you work on yourself and then circle back around and it's romantic. I haven't seen any of these. I think I maybe have heard of Interstellar. I'm not a movie person. I don't know why. I can sit there for hours and watch reality TV, but with movies, my ADHD, whoop, and I'm up, down, left, right.
Movies. And Love and Basketball, if I'm not mistaken, it's like they're friends and then they become boyfriend and girlfriend, but they both play basketball.
She said something at the end. There's like, he's shooting for her heart. I don't know. Never seen it. So he's been single for about 2 years. He said that his last girlfriend wasn't right for him, but she taught him how to have conversations when things get hard. It just wasn't his person, which is great that he's saying good things about his ex. So green flag, green flag.
Mm-hmm.
And Kia gives a shout out to his ex. He finds that Kia is down to earth and chill, and that could be his best friend, but he's really into Tyler. So then we go into Kevin and Tyler's date. Tyler says that she is asking partners questions that she needs to know to get married, but she doesn't know what those questions should be. So she's just stabbing in the dark, like, I hope this is the right question to find my husband. Boom.
You'd have thought she went in there with a list.
We're going to figure it out right here on Love is Blind in the next 6 days in the pods. Tyler, he wants somebody that he can bounce ideas off of. Now, he's in Columbus and she's in Cincinnati. That's what, like a 2-hour drive?
Yeah, I would say somewhere around 2 hours.
Rob and I had long distance for years of our relationship about that distance. So it's not great, but it's not undoable. But with Love is Blind, they're getting married here at the end. She says that love is her priority right now. Now, she's a corporate director, which isn't something that most people achieve before the age of 30. And she's really proud of her accomplishment. I mean, that's amazing. But she did it being herself. She didn't she didn't worry about code switching. So changing her personality to fit into like a white person world, or like hiding where she was from, which I think is amazing. I think she could be such an inspiration for other women. She got where she wanted to go being herself, but she said she would give that up if she needed to for her husband. She said that would be her and her husband's decision, which I'm just like, oh, don't give that up. Don't. I mean, that sounds like such a defining moment for her.
Well, maybe it's more about what she wants. You know, she might want family life and being able to stay at home with kids or something, maybe. I don't know.
That would be hard to get back. It's like the right guy, it will work.
Well, I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. I personally was a stay-at-home mom for the first 5 years of both of my kids' lives because their dad traveled all the time. And we made a decision.
But career that she's so proud of that it's hard to get into. There's not a lot of positions open.
Yeah.
But it's part of her identity.
I get that. I'm just saying for us, we felt that it was important that one of us be there with the kids, that, you know, we're not both gone all that time. I went to working and stuff after they got into school and things like that. But it's definitely
take a seat. No.
Yeah, it's definitely a husband and wife's decision. It's a discussion for them. And if it's something that she doesn't feel is a sacrifice, then more power to her.
I would just hate to see her give up that position because they're not easy to come by.
No, but maybe she could take that experience and turn it into something she can do at her own pace or on her own schedule or from home, or, you know, start her own business or something.
A corporate director. She kind of says, you know, at the end of this, people are going to be engaged and married. It could be me. So that's Tyler. I really like Tyler and Kevin. Ashley and Alex. This is very physical.
Yes. I thought they were very flirty, a lot of sexual undertones. Well, they're just flat out talking about it. There's no undertones about it.
No, Ashley is like straight up. I have sexual chemistry with Alex. But the depth of their conversation is Ashley being hypnotized by a wall, wondering what he looks like. And then Alex is like, oh, I'm going to guess what you look like because she won't tell him.
Mm-hmm.
He even starts out by saying that he's always needed to see the physical before he approached somebody, and he knows he's missed out before, so he's excited to see where this goes. I don't know if this fast-paced experiment is where you go to test out to see if...
Yeah. We saw that last season, a couple of them, once they actually saw the person physically, they lost the attraction for them.
Making me nervous, Alex. You're making me scared. He also wants to feel so understood to where he and his partner finish each other's sentences. Drives my husband crazy when I finish his sentences. It's like, you think you know everything. I'm like, but that's what you were going to say.
Husband and I had it down to like one word. Like he'd say one and I'd say the other, and we both knew exactly what we were talking about.
Even before we started dating, we were making these bacon wrapped sausages. We put brown sugar on with our friend Megan once, and she was on the phone with Rob, and she was telling him what we needed to get. So she's like, brown sugar. And apparently the two of us both started singing Rolling Stones Brown Sugar at the same time. She's like, oh, Rob's doing it too. It's way before we dated. Anyway, but yeah, it's all about the sex. Like, it's important to Ashley. A good kisser, and she's a tough critic. And Alex is like, I haven't had any complaints, which I guess is a good thing. I'm apparently a very sloppy drunk kisser. I've had complaints.
I don't really critique myself, so
from my
I don't.
husband.
Yeah, I don't know that I would be telling somebody that I was good at anything.
Now she knows that massage trick that
Mhm.
guys try to do. I'm gonna give you a whole 10-second massage, and
Yeah,
then we're gonna have sex. Then we're
yeah,
gonna bang.
that doesn't work. Maybe for the guys.
Sounds like terrible foreplay.
Mm-hmm. I can think of much better things to do for foreplay.
They're getting each other flustered.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'll get in there and teach them something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this whole Love is Blind thing is like a turn on for them. Put on the blindfold.
Well, I bet it is, because he said he liked dirty talk too. So
I mean, she leaves. She's like, I gotta freshen up downtown on some moisture in her undercarriage. But her dad says she has a bad picker, which I love that they edited that line right after all they did was talk about sex.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say Dad probably knows her best. So we'll see how that goes for her.
Yeah. These editors, though, they are playing the tricks on. They purposely, this is what we see as this hot and heavy conversation, I'm sure. And then ending with her saying, Dad does have a bad picker.
What didn't we see?
Well, what we did see was all the sex.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see anything outside of that. Do they want kids? What were their past relationships like?
Lauren, this couple reminds me of a
Alex
lot.
and Ashley.
No, Nick and Annie from last season.
Alex and Ashley remind you of Nick and Annie.
Oh, yes.
It's so funny because we don't see them. So
Right. But their conversation and the substance of the conversation and stuff is very much like them, because they were all about the sexual
the
stuff.
hot and heavy.
Yeah, and never any depth. Never.
And he ended up picking her. And it
Mhm.
ended up not working out.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see, first of all, what Alex and Ashley look like, but also where they go from here. This is such a trip because we'll hear like an entire conversation and we're like, that's Emma. Which one is it? Because she's got Steven and she's got Mike and she's got Connor. It was Mike. So Emma and Mike have a conversation about kids. He says that he wants to enjoy marriage first. So he's not in a rush to have kids, but it would be really hard, which is why this can be a deal breaker, because you don't want to settle down with somebody that isn't on the same page as the big things. It would be hard to choose between a spouse and children. But I mean, and that's a decision that people make sometimes, and it's a hard decision, but
I got the impression from this conversation that it's something that's really important to him, and it definitely could be a deal breaker. And he's really trying to narrow it in and see what her feelings are on it. And her being undecided not a definite no and not a definite yes, I think is probably causing him some conflict.
She's also saying she's not super decided on him. She said that at first she wasn't 100%, but he's funny and he makes her feel comfortable and he's attentive. He thinks that she's funny. Now, this also, I think this is later in the process because he says he's had her high on his list since day one and says that it's been a long time. I don't even think this is day 2. I think we're seeing a conversation down the road some.
Yeah, I think it moved really accelerated last season too because it was hard
Well,
to.
it's only like maybe 10 days or something in the pods, but I think that we're seeing an edit from the end because he said a long time. He's not going to be saying that on day 2. And also this whole where are your reservations about kids, probably not coming. I mean, maybe it should come up that soon, but this seemed to be more in depth. And she's just like poking at him. She's like, all right, well, this is awkward now. And maybe I'll pencil you in tomorrow. You're kind of near the top. I'm validating you. And he's like, okay, well, yeah, you've been near the top. And then she calls him buddy. It's like, bye, buddy.
Yes, sayonara. He's done. She's not.
Poor Mike.
He made her uncomfortable. She's not going to talk to him anymore.
I don't think so. I think she was just like busting his chops.
I think she was giving him a soft letdown. Yeah, I think he was pretty strong in his conversation about the kids, and I think she'll mark him off of her list.
I don't think this was early on though. I think they've been talking for a while because he said a long time, which like the majority of the last week.
Yeah.
For 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just think from that particular conversation, I think she's probably like, I don't think I should talk to him.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Could be.
We'll see.
So after Emma and Mike, we are going to jump over to Emma and Connor and then Emma and Steven. So wants to get serious with these guys. And with Connor and Steven, she has been pretty surface level. With Connor, she's able to get him, I don't know. She says he opened up to her.
Yeah. Connor's the one, though, that I thought was a playboy.
Well, and she opens up to him. She starts crying and tells him that a lot of her relationships stem from her not feeling good enough. When she tries and makes an effort with people, they leave her and she's afraid to get hurt. And he just agrees with her and then tells her that she won't see that he has lack of effort. And then he's like, I won't leave you. I won't ever abandon you. It's like he's telling her what she wants to hear. He's not opening up. She's opening up.
Right.
And he's just agreeing with her.
Well, I mean, she's seeing a lot of things from him that remind her of past relationships that didn't work out. And, we've seen that with Megan last season, too, with Mike, her and Mike.
Well, but she tells him that that's him being surface level. So then he just listens to her and agrees with her. I don't know. We'll have to see. With Steven, she says that's her goofy, silly boy. They describe what they're wearing, so we can't see it. But she says brown pants, white heels, and a periwinkle off the shoulder top, which I'm thinking, I want to see this. I don't know what it looks like, but I can imagine it looks great.
What she's wearing that's what she was wearing.
Brown pants, white heels, and a periwinkle off the shoulder top.
Periwinkle with the
And
brown. That's
what I was thinking too.
Because periwinkle's like a bluish purple color, right?
Purple,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
can't see that.
And then he said he's wearing a red crop top.
No fucking way.
And that he would be on GQ. He's like, not the muscle or health, because I'd have to be without a shirt. But if you're in a crop top, you're halfway without a shirt.
I wonder if he was being serious.
I don't think
what he was wearing
is serious. And we don't know what Steven looks like. Maybe he's a big beefcake.
Maybe he is sitting there in
a Hanes underwear model. She tells him, though, look, I can't have brother husbands. I can't pick all of y'all because I'm dating all of y'all. But I can only pick one. And my concern is you need to be vulnerable. You need to listen to me and then agree with me, like Connor. I don't know why. I don't know why she has to have that. Like, I kind of laugh through bad times a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people deal with.
Well, he came back and said, "So you want a sensitive sensei?" And she was like, "Ick." I mean, I don't understand what he said that was wrong.
She did not like Sensei. And then he was like, sad boy Steve. Yeah. Out of the three,
Maybe they don't
right
both
now,
have the
I'm
same
thinking that
definition of
Steve
vulnerability.
is like the last on her list. I think she's ready to chop him off the chopping block right
Mhm.
now because he didn't open up to her. Now, she does say that she didn't imagine that she'd
Yeah.
like all of them, and she's got strong connections. She just did not see that happening. But I
She's
think
very popular.
if Emma is very popular. It's her name. We love her name. But I think she chops. I think she chippy chops away little Mr. Steve if she has to pick one.
Mhm.
Out of the three of them, I did like Connor at first. I'm gonna have to go to Mike because
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think he's a little bit of a playboy.
Yeah, I was thinking Mike because Connor hit me immediately from the beginning. He's just going from girl to girl telling them what he thinks they want to hear. He's not really being himself.
Exactly. And we're still seeing this. This is so weird. Like, I wonder what they look like.
I know, me too.
So now we hear people blowing candles. It feels like a real date. I think we're about to hear Amber. Okay, not Amber. It's Vic and Christine. And oh my gosh, these two are super cute. If they don't make it to the end where I get to see them together, I'm going to be very disappointed. They're already saying they're made for each other.
They're already yin and yang. I
They
mean,
are
they,
yin and yang.
yeah, they are so complimenting each other, and it's just a natural conversation. Like, you don't feel like anybody's trying too hard or saying things just because the other person wants to hear them.
They're being real and vulnerable. Christine, it starts with, I want coffee tequila, which, let's get real. That's some real shit right there. Coffee tequila. Woo!
Mhm.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The other day, because I have some Kahlua, and I was like, what can I mix this with? I mixed it with pickle juice, coffee. It wasn't bad. You looking at me funny? It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, they both got busted, misdemeanor possession, get lawyers, got it expunged when they were kids. Because like I was a knucklehead when I was 14. I'm sorry, what 14-year-old boy isn't a knucklehead? He was every other boy at 14. He said by the time he was 18, he was straightening up, but he felt guilty about being a knucklehead, which I'm thinking he's growing up pretty fast if he's straightening up at 18 as a kid, as a boy.
Yeah.
Christine starts talking about her fear of guilt over her mom. So apparently her mom had a lot of trauma and has like re-traumatized her kids, traumatized grandkids. And she says it would be best for everyone if her mom processed that trauma. But her mom is like, I don't know how long I'll be around. And I don't want to spend the last maybe 5 years of my life reliving this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is so hard.
Yeah.
And her dad was an addict, it sounds like. When she was 10, he was swerving in the car and the cop pulled him over and he said, hold my pills for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you imagine at 10?
No, I can't imagine. I can't imagine doing that to your kids at all, though. So I don't know.
The addiction, it's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Deep down, she thinks he's decent, but he's been through a lot too. Like she understands that her parents, like she gives them grace for going through a lot, but she doesn't know if she forgives him. And then Vic tells us about a stepfather who was a drunk and who was putting his hands on Vic's mom once. And his sister, he went and got a sister, Deidre. He was young. And he said Deidre walked up in there. She was like, you better not ever touch my mom like that again. What I will do to you. And he's like, I forgive that man. I think Deidre probably scared the shit out of him. I think Deidre's a badass. And he was like, I must feel a little bad for him. He shouldn't have messed up. And his mom sounds really strong too. It sounds like he comes from some really strong women. And he tells Christine, you'd get along with them great. So now we're like, oh, like, let's see what the families mix like together. Horrible. And then he tells her, he writes this thing, I can't see her, but I know her. She's God-fearing, nurturing, kind, loyal, confident. But then it starts to feel like we're just naming off a bunch of adjectives like beautiful, which you can be beautiful on the inside, but it kind of feels like we're just using a lot of adjectives.
Mm-hmm.
But she likes it. She's like, all right, this is great. Like, I'm good on paper. People sometimes have trouble seeing the real me, though. And I feel like you're seeing that because she's getting deep with them. She's going into the issues with her parents. And he says it's just so easy for him to love her. So now we're dropping the L bomb.
Aw.
And then we're like swapping back and forth that they're made for each other. She's like, it's so hard, having morals, jobs, educations, just looking for what you want, that you're ready at the same time, that you have match each other's energy, that you have that connection. It's hard, but so many people do it. It's just a pain in the ass to get there.
True.
But he agrees completely. So I like these two. I'm hoping that they get together because I want to see them.
I
Remember,
know.
we're not looking until that happens.
I
I'm
want to
pulling
see
for you.
them.
Pulling
I
for you,
know.
Vic and Christine. Don't disappoint us. So as I predicted, which I did listen to this earlier, but it was also like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was also falling asleep during this. Emma and Steven are going to fizzle out here. Steven's going to try to go deep. He starts with, what size ring do you wear? Woohoo, not really that deep. And then she brings up that she was adopted. And he's like, oh, well, we talked about that earlier. You could have brought it up then. And she's like, well, that's just not a fun fact. She's very guarded about that.
She's very guarded, and she's also very defensive about a lot of things. I think she's had a lot of trauma. I don't know that this is necessarily the best place for her to be.
I didn't understand either where she accused him of trying to guess her appearance.
Just by asking, when she said that she was adopted, he asked her like something about
The siblings. Are your siblings adopted too? And she said no.
Yeah, and I think that she took that as him trying to guess what she looked like, and I didn't take it that way at all. I just thought he was showing an interest in her and asking questions.
Well, and he doesn't get it either. But he starts getting defensive. He's like, what, are you just going to be a shy girl? I'm trying to get you to open up. You said you wanted to go deep, and I can't even get you to talk now. And I guess he was asking her about having kids versus adoption. He's like, would you be open to adoption? Is this what you want because you were adopted? And then she finally does open up. She tells him about the birthmark and the scars and how she's sensitive about how she's perceived, how that's impacted, how she feels like people perceive her. And then she gets sad, and he's like, all right, look, I'm going to get you out of this funk. Let's talk about something deep, but not this kind of deep. Let's talk about our first kiss. So he says his first kiss was like in 8th grade. Everybody's making out. So he made out with some girl at the movie theater, and they both had braces. He's like, so silly story. I kissed some girl with braces at the movies. Then he's like, what's your story? And she's like, well, it wasn't anything special. I kissed a guy in high school. Like, that was it. She's pretty much shut down at this point. You know what? My first kiss wasn't anything special either. I was 16. I hadn't kissed a guy. We were walking around my neighborhood, and there was a guy whose last name was Hooker. And my friend was like, just kiss him. I mean, he's cute. Sure. Why not? There it was. In the driveway, just like, get it over with. Fine. Kissed a guy whose last name was Hooker. Like, I was able to provide more detail to that story than just kiss some dude. My best friend was there encouraging me. I was like, all right, just get it over with. Whatever. Not a big deal. I'm 16. And then I became a kissing whore. And a sloppy drunk.
He's probably thinking this is a pretty safe topic too. What can we discuss about first kisses that's going to upset either one of us,
It's gonna be super awkward. Well, then he goes into like losing virginity, which maybe too much there. He says that it was kind of like the Notebook. Like, this girl was just like, oh, you mean so much to me. And then they had sex and they couldn't stop having sex, and they're doing it on the floor. And she's never seen the Notebook. I've never seen the Notebook.
Oh, it's just been a long time.
I know that with my first engagement, not with my husband, the wedding venue we booked was at the place that the Notebook was filmed. It's also where Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds got married, but glad that didn't work out. Anyway, that's all I know about the Notebook. And she was like, my first time wasn't special. There was a guy. We both were attracted to each other, so I just got it over with. And he's like, well, how old were you? Like 18, 19? Because they were both in college when it happened. And she's not giving him any answers. He's like 20, 21, 24, and she's just shutting down. So rightfully so. He's like, I feel like you're walled off here. And she's like, no, here, nobody wanted me. Nobody wanted me until college. Like, look, I didn't date in high school either, but I don't know. I had other stuff going on. I was doing a bunch of sports. So maybe that's why I'm not like bitter about it. I just didn't care that much. I had other shit going on, but like, it's fine. That's high school. Nobody cares. You're here among adults. You're trying to get to know somebody. Just own it. I don't know. And he is trying to make her feel better. He's like, I was a late bloomer too, like trying to connect with her. And she gets super offended by late bloomer. I'm like, shit, I was a late bloomer. Why? Like,
Girl, I
don't know.
graduated high
know.
school wearing like double zeros and kids' clothes. I think I was soaking wet. I was like 90 pounds. Talk about late bloomers. I didn't even have boobs until after I had the kids.
I feel like she needs to work on her confidence.
I think she's got a lot of issues, and this might not be the best situation where you have to be.
Well, damn, Dee, she's got all the guys that love her.
I know,
Not,
there's
like,
some-
every single guy.
Yeah, she seems to be very popular, but
Maybe she's just looking for reasons to get rid of him.
well, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking she may end up being one of those girls that does not complete this. Like, she'll be like, it's just too much for me. I can't do it, and leave the show.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So she also says that he's interrupting her, which, to be fair, he is finishing her sentence. Even when she breaks up with him, he tells her, he's like, I feel like you're pushing the blame on me. And then she starts to say something and he finishes. He's like, you're not going to get there and you have stronger connections. Like, she starts to say it and he finishes it and she's like, yep.
That's so funny. There's so many couples looking for that exact connection to be able to finish
The
each
one where
other's
you
sentences.
finish the breakup. Like, you don't have to do it. Stephen made it easy for you. So yeah. Bye-bye, Stephen. Now we're between Connor and
Mike?
and
Is it Mike?
Mike.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, we know that, not super team Connor right now, but so then they go back to the villas or whatever you want to call it. And the girls are asking her what's wrong because Emma's crying. And she's like, well, I opened up about my story. And before she can explain what happens, everyone is just, they're like, no, it's fine. You did it your way. And you had a theory about that.
I think that she's going to let him take the blame or let these girls assume that he said something inappropriate or mean, and none of them are going to end up talking to him.
It's a good point. They're all hers. He's not moving on. He's leaving.
Yeah.
Steen and Vic. So we're going to get to see them, I guess, the beginning of the next episode because they get engaged.
Yes.
She tells them, I broke my neck, my back, I'm not going to finish that. Tina, the rest of it. Anyway, if you know, you know. So she doesn't follow her exes on Instagram. Neither does he. She follows people that she has dated, but like not exes, not serious. Same. Vic, his type is, I guess, feminine and intelligent. Other than that, there's so many cultures in New York. And Christine said she wouldn't date somebody who has a type, which makes sense. What do you think about that? Like, not dating someone that has a type?
I think this is the perfect show to just go after someone's personality and not know what type they are.
And people change over time. So I think that's one of the scary things about if you're dating someone who has a type, then what happens when you're no longer that young,
right,
fresh person as you age? I don't know. Probably just me thinking that because I'm old. But they're both complimenting each other well, both saying, I love you. She shares a prayer she wrote, and they're both saying, amen, amen. So then Vic, he goes, I want you forever. Do you hear me? And then he proposes. Christine Louise Hamilton, and boom, engaged. He goes back. He's like, I'm going to have a wife. You were waiting for something.
Let's go, because last season, every single one of them after they proposed would go, let's go. And I'm like, why?
So enthusiastically, let's go.
I was so glad not to hear that this time. You have no idea.
You're like, oh, H, I, O. So she was like, I was some strong, independent woman, didn't need no man. But now she's worried because she feels like she's more gassy than she used to be. And she farts a lot in her sleep. And she's like, I'm just not going to sleep. It's all right. Just stay under the covers. They make underwear that, like, if you fart, it doesn't smell. Don't ask me how I know this.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
if you're
I don't
asleep, you have
know.
no control over it. You can just, I don't think anybody cares. Look, people fart. Like, there's
Just have them
nobody
sleep
that
with the
doesn't fart.
headphones on.
Yeah, there's
never
nobody
know.
that doesn't fart.
It's still so new, though. Even though they're engaged, it's very new.
Maybe she should just do it right away and get it over with.
And I don't know what the hell we're about to go into, but we hear somebody saying, oh my God, I'm moaning. And then we hear like a producer say, we're going to have to send him out in ambulances. So,
Oh, wow.
uh-oh, that's not going to be good.
Mm-mm.
And that's it. We'll be back at some point with more of the Love is Blind. Might be able to knock out a few tomorrow. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wanting to see them now.
I know. It's a big cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
All right, channel surfers. We'll see you tomorrow. Or I guess so. We'll probably do some tomorrow.
Soon.
Bye.
Let's ride.